Now I'd like to take just a moment to help you see the cross in a way differently than perhaps you've seen it before. We built a cross here that may have been the approximate size and shape of the cross upon which Christ died. And several things I'd remind you of. First of all, the members or the pieces of the cross. The stipes is the vertical element which was left on the site of crucifixion. The horizontal piece, the patibula, which was carried there by the victim, or in this case, after Christ couldn't carry it any longer, Simon of Cyrene. The sedicula is a small ledge that in the past we had thought perhaps the feet were nailed to, but not so. The sedicula was actually a seat upon which the victim was tempted to rest, and so they could pull down upon the wounds in their hands to rest on this seat for a moment. But it was very difficult to breathe, and as they sought to breathe, they would have to pull themselves back up, and inflicting excruciating pain on the wrists. And remember, of course, the idea of Roman crucifixion was to inflict the maximum amount of pain for the longest possible period of time. The feet then, not nailed to the sedicula, but were nailed to the sides of the cross, the nails going through the heels, and so the victim straddled the cross with one leg or one foot nailed on either side. And the victim hung there naked. The idea was to inflict not only physical and emotional pain, but also shame. So hanging at the crossroads of the community just outside the city gates, people would pass by and see both the physical pain and the shame endured by the one being crucified. Now I want you to notice the relative proximity of Jesus to those who were standing at the foot of the cross. There was Mary who was standing there, and Jesus could look into her eyes from the cross, and she into his. She could have reached up and almost touched his face, could have touched his side, and she would have looked into his eyes and he into hers as he suffered on the cross. He would have looked down upon those who were mocking him and who were hurling insults and deriding him, and those who had insisted that he be crucified and those who had crucified him. Which makes all the more remarkable his prayer as he looked upon them when he said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do."